So in this video, we're going to discuss what happens when you eat too many calories. So first of all, obviously when you eat too many calories, we know you're going to gain weight. But first of all, I want to talk about some positives of eating too many calories, because often it's depicted as being always bad when you eat too many calories, but there are some benefits, and it's important to know both sides of the argument before we make a decision on how we approach our own diet. Okay, so added insulation. So the thicker the level of fat we have on our body, the warmer our body will be. This can be a positive depending on what situation you're in, especially as we go into winter. Added insulation is obviously going to be better for us naturally, but now that we live in houses with heating and stuff, it's not as much needed as it used to be. Okay, but improved performance. This is more kind of realistic nowadays. So if you eat more calories, you're going to have more energy and be able to perform better. Your recovery is going to be better. Your energy and your concentration and focus is going to be a lot better on the days when you have to perform. So eating too many calories than you need could potentially increase your performance. Now, a caveat with that is that if you gain too much body weight or too much body fat, it can inhibit your performance. But when you're slightly in a surplus, it can increase your recovery, increase your energy, and therefore improve your performance. Increase energy, like we just said. So food is energy. Calories are a form of energy. So the more energy we put into our bodies, the more energy we have to use. If you eat more calories than your body needs, you're going to have a surplus of energy, and therefore you're going to feel good, energetic, full of beans, all sorts, up until a certain point again when you start to get a bit too heavy, and therefore you'll feel probably a bit more lethargic. So if we go into the negative side of eating too many calories, so weight and fat gain. So different circumstances here. If you're a sumo wrestler, gaining weight and gaining fat is a positive, but for most of us, weight gain and fat gain is not what we want to be seeing. So eating too many calories over time will cause weight gain and fat gain. This in turn can lead to the following things. So first of all, we've got increased blood pressure, increased cholesterol, increased risk of type 2 diabetes, and increased cardiac problems. So the added weight and fat on our bodies and in our body will contribute to a lot of medical issues, and it could complicate things down the line. So you want to be careful of that. So when we talk about eating too many calories, I don't want to talk about just one off when you have a night out with friends or your husband or your partner. You can have a night out where you go over your calories one day here and there. But what I'm talking about here is kind of chronic overeating, where you're eating over your calorie needs repeatedly, day after day, week after week for quite a long time. This is when we get these kind of problems. Cool, so thanks for watching that. Hopefully it's helpful. It's quite obvious, but it can maybe highlight a few things that you may not have noticed before. I just want to re-emphasize the reason why we set the calories to the right amount for you. Don't go too high or too low. So if you've got any comments, please leave in the comments section below, and I'll get back to everyone's questions as soon as I can.